Yo, 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 what is going on, CoD fam? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today we're going to be touching on where COD is currently, any updates that we might have got so far on Server 2, and then I'm also going to be touching on my kind of core group, my core group of friends, people that play Kingdom Builders, why I think it's important to have a nice core group as well, especially when new games come out. And I'm going to show you and kind of explain a little bit of why I'm excited for others' excitement, which is really kind of in turn people that I know, I've played with before, people that are just on my Discord friends list, and how those things can translate and generate even more hype going into something new, like Call of the Dragons. Before we get started, as always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you sub, like, ring the notification bell, and of course, if you want to join and be a part of our conversation, hit up the Discord. You can find a link to that in the pinned comment description down below. So right now, COD up to what, 121,000 plus preregs? Steady pace, steady gain here on getting more and more each day. Who knows? A couple weeks, they'll probably hit 400K. I have no doubt in my mind. One of the things that I think would actually drive up a pre-reg spike a little bit faster would be if content creators, like myself, even though again I'm relatively small compared to others that have been in the space for a while, or some that produce other content but then are coming over to check the game out. Once they start producing, they're marketing the game for you at that point, and they're generating a lot more interest. So you're going to probably see a spike in that happen. Very similar to when you had some of the early content creators or some of the other content creators do some production for it early on. I've actually had a chance to speak to just a few of my CC friends, and these are people that range from 30K to a couple 100,000 subs, and they have even told me that there's some interest that they have for Call of Dragons. Some confirming that they are going to be playing. I had a chance to go and share this with a few of my friends. Some that I've actually played closer with in these types of games, and even they have some interest in it as well. So it's really cool to see that even though it's, for some of them, a newer type of game, because the genre varies from what they typically produce content for, they are still engaged in wanting to see what it's about. And then we kind of transition a little bit, and if I am able to just skadoosh it a bit, one of the things I mentioned before is that I love is, so I have a lot of friends that I just have on my Discord. Just kind of give you an example. I have 824. I actively filter my friends list. So, every 6 months or so, I'll go through and I'll just click on the message just to see what I've typed to these people, or if I've had a recent correspondence with them. Typically, I like to 6 months, or once I kind of hit 1,000, right? Then I'll do that to try and just trim some of the fat, if you will, for just people that I just don't talk to that often, or if we just haven't had a conversation in a long time, or maybe we used to play something but not really playing anything relevant anymore, and then there's just a little bit of that loss of touch, mainly so I can kind of reopen it up. But what I actually ended up doing is I went through and I messaged every single person on my friends list, and I just let them know about Call of Dragons. So I gave them a little bit of information. I told them why I thought it had some potential. I told them what some of the standout features were. And then if they were interested in getting some more information, they can come and check out some of that on my Discord. And then eventually you'll see that I have, kind of our own COD section. And usually you just find that by going to reaction roles, and then you can see right where I have 116 outside of myself who had to click this. Technically it'd be, well, I guess, it would be 116. That we have so far that have signed up, right? And I just put this out, a week ago, right? To kind of already start generating some interest, and it's still coming in. So really cool to see. But again, I have players that I've known for a while. This is why I think it's really important when you have a good team, right? You have a core group of people that that are varied between free to play, high spend, and kind of anything there. But you have people that, like, for example, pretty much almost everyone on my friends list, and even the majority, if not arguably almost all, of the people that have reacted to check out the Call of Dragons section on the Discord are people that I've played with before. There are people that have been in my projects that I've ran, whether it's in Rise of Kingdoms, Infinity Kingdom, people that maybe I played with when I was like really hard grind, active playing early on in both of the games. And these are individuals that also enjoy just the genre. They enjoy kingdom builder games, and most of them are always kind of on the hunt for something new. And so being able to go out and introduce them, even just sharing the information to see if it's something that might pique their interest, is a great way to kind of stay on top of, keeping those relationships constant, having good rapport that you build with other people, because when new games come out or new servers come out, you're then able to possibly, bring like-minded individuals together and form groups, form projects, if you will. And so for me, I feel very thankful to be able to have people that really believe in wanting to be a part of anything that I'm doing, in any game. And I have a core group of people that enjoy being a part of that. And that for me has always been so overwhelmingly, I have been appreciative of that, because whether they see something in me or they just enjoy being a part of whatever I'm doing with how I'm going to set things up and how we're going to go in an organized and a professional fashion, that in and of itself is a nod, right? And I'm glad that people see that and they believe and have faith in me and what I'm going to do. But that is part of the excitement that I'm getting at, really more so is the bigger picture. For when we look at something like Call of Dragons, how are we going to be able to, effectively take that and do something with it? And to me, that's the exciting part, is having that kind of core group of people that you can, basically grind. You can kind of go from one game to another, especially when, you think or you believe a game really has some potential. And when you share that with people, they feel the same way. So for me, that is exciting, and I'm really looking forward, really, if anything, just hoping that myself and or anyone, right, as many of us as we can, whether they're people in my group or just in the community in general, are able to get in to server 2, even though I'm sure they're going to have a cap on it, without a doubt. So again, I have no qualms. Not everyone's going to get in. I might not even get in. But I think once server 2 comes out and it gets filled, and maybe you have another update that happens after it, I think the hope is that you'll start having kind of a more consistent interval, even if the interval is still starting off wide and larger, which is understandable. But hopefully it eventually, over time, I'm sure it will get down. So if anything, that's pretty much it for me. I didn't really have a lot to share in this video, but thought it would just be nice to talk out a little bit, give some people, some visual shout outs, if you will, for those that have come around. And, it's cool when you get to be able to chat, have conversations with a lot of these people that I've played with over the years, and I'm sure even in other people's situations where you've played with people. I mean, I have other friends that have their own group of players that they're thinking about coming over and playing Call of Dragons with as well. So again, if there's a moral of this video really on the big end, outside of the other points I touched on, is always work on building relationships, right? Have good rapport with people, try not to burn bridges. And, it's one of the quotes I said from, was that movie Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner, if I remember that correctly, right? Where it's the whole, like, if you build it, they will come. And that's really what I think separates kind of me from a lot of other people, is that just my view on kingdom builders is just different. And a lot of it is really trying to build a community, build something that's going to last for as long as possible, and try to do it in a very organized way where people will, for those that do, would appreciate it. So again, we are still on COD watch, COD Server 2 watch, and again, still hearing the same thing. So hopefully it'll be out sooner rather than later. That is it for me. Again, I'd love to hear your comments, thoughts down below. Do you have people that you've played with for a while that once you heard about Call of Dragons, or they heard about it, you found out about it that way, or they found out about it from you, and you have a group and you guys are thinking about coming over, have you found that it's better as you've played these types of games for a while and you've made those relationships where you can kind of bring and take those people, where you guys will go kind of jam out any new game that comes out that you all like or you all think has some potential? I'd really love to hear what you guys think about that. And again, that's it for me. So as always, until next time, I'll catch you later.